Hey everyone, I'm SmartAleck0624, and I've been asked a few times in the past, how do I learn speed games or speed runs as fast as I do? So I figured I'm gonna do a video of me learning a game, and I'll kind of explain how I learn a game, things that I do and don't do as I'm learning a game, because, well, again, I've been asked this a lot. So, I'm actually learning a game at the moment. Some of you know that now I'm participating in something called the Mega 16, and one of the games we have to learn, we have to do a full game run of Viento, which I've never played. I mean, I've messed around with it a little bit, but I haven't beaten the game or anything. So again, some people have wondered, how do I go about learning a game? And again, I don't consider myself like a top level speedrunner. It's just, I do have a tendency to kind of pick up on games pretty fast. So again, I'm just going to show you guys how I go about it. So first off, there are no guides on this game, and I'm looking at the forum, and there's nothing here in the forums. So we don't have a lot to work with here, but that's okay. We'll do what we can. So what I do, sometimes this is fine, sometimes it's not, but I'm going to look at the world record video, and I'll mute it just so that, whatever. But basically, what I do is I just watch the video for a bit. I skip around, like right here, I don't need to see this beginning stuff. So, what I do is I watch a level at a time. So I'm looking at it right now. I see you're going really fast. I do know how to attack in this game, and yeah, this guy's just flying. So, I do need to figure out if there's like dashing in the game. Basically, I try to just go the route that they take. By the way, I might edit this video some. I will cut out the parts that aren't really necessary if I'm not really talking. But yeah, I'm just gonna keep watching. So I noticed that you can get in the door there without actually being in front of it. And then I'll even pick up on like, okay, well, I see they made a mistake, so I don't need to do that. I don't have to like jump up and then jump back down. It's not, that's a mistake on the runner's part. Okay, so on the boss, yeah, it's basically just spam there, and then yeah, you just keep going, but you gotta watch your own health too and just stay on that block. And then, yeah, like right there, I know that, well, usually what happens is if the points are counting down, like on a screen, for example, if I know it's just counting down, I just skip ahead a few seconds, save me some time. So anyways, that's the first stage. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to do that. I'm going to turn my fan on here. So, this is also something else to mention. Generally, I play on hardware, but, if I have an EverDrive like I do for the Genesis, I will definitely utilize save states. So what I will do is once this game starts up, well, first off, I check options, which, yeah, sometimes I don't really need to do this, but yeah, anyways. So I remember there was dashing, so I've got to figure out how to do that. That is not what we do. Okay, so clearly they were moving a lot faster in the video. So what I need to do is I need to figure out how exactly they're going about it. And again, there were no guides or anything, so there's no way for me to really be able to tell. So what I might do is I might go back and watch the video again and see if I notice anything else. And I can see that they just take off immediately. So I did notice, I believe they ducked at the start. I might frame advance it. 1 second here. So, yeah, in fact I do notice that. Well, actually it looks like they only do it just briefly. Maybe that's the start of the animation, but anyways, that lets me know that, hey, maybe I should try that at least. And you can see that, oh, I just did it, hang on. got it. Okay. So what you have to do, and what I figured out, you need to be holding... You need to be holding down and right. And mash B, which is normally jump. Now I'm wondering if there was like a rhythm to it or anything. And again, I'm still learning the game. I'm still trying to figure it out. So I realize you can't do that on the stairs. So here's the thing. So this is another part of learning, is that I try to figure out is what, you know, because obviously the movement is really, this game is really movement heavy with, like, you know, dashing. So I have to decide, is all that actually worth it, you know? Like, is it worth it to, or is, you know, should I just do this, or should I try to dash? Well, I mean, obviously this can change as I play the game more, but again, just as I'm learning the game, I've got to figure out what do I actually want to do here. Because I'm going to bump into those guys, so I need to take them out somehow. So I either need to... So it seems like you can... In fact, here's what I'll do. I don't normally do this a lot, but you see, I can attack. So it's like I could attack and spam dash. I could just spam dash and attack. So yeah, that seems to be the way to go. Also, this is not the only game example I'm going to show. I might show another. So yeah, I realized that, yeah, there's... Again, it's movement heavy. And you've got to have right inputs there. So yeah, I picked up on that. So yeah, basically... I guess if there's one thing is that I really pay attention to other runs. Like, really pay attention to them. So yeah, I definitely need to... So when I see a car, I need to stop. So yeah. But again, this is just the general process for me. So like, what I'll do is I'll make a save state here. And then, yeah, just go. Now, on an NES Power Pack, I have 5 save state slots, but on this I only have 1. So what I might do, and I could show you in a little bit. I might show you actually. Okay, so I'm going to show some examples with, you know, like the Power Pack, for example. Now, this game I've already learned, but I'm just going to kind of show you something here. I'm looking for Dracula there. Yep. So on an NES Power Pack, I have multiple save states. So as soon as it lets me load a save state, I can basically, if there's a game like this where the category is only 4 stages, I'll put a save state on each level, and then if I forget or anything, like for example, let's say I completely forgot how to do this stage. You know, well, hey, I've got the save state here, and if I'm doing runs and I don't remember it, or if I screw up something, I've got the save state and I can go back and practice like that. I don't remember that, so yeah. And then, you know, I've got multiple save states. So yeah. But yeah, that's an example of if I have multiple save states, then I do that. I don't use emulators. I mean, sometimes I'll use an emulator, but if I can play on console, I will. So that's just a general rule with me. But yeah. Something else worth noting is that, let's say, for example, I have the save states, but I just can't seem to figure out, like, what am I doing wrong? How is somebody saving time over me? Well, for example, like this is a better example, I guess. There's no guides or anything still. Still no forum questions. I mean, if you go on a game like Super Mario Bros. 3, you're going to get a ton of stuff. But, you know, I can, you know, okay, my PB's 25 seconds behind. Well, okay. You know, or I keep dying in a certain spot. How does somebody else do it? Let's say, for example, though, I'm just going to borrow some of this. So let's just say, for example, like, they get to a really tough part, and I don't, let's say, for example, I don't know how to do this fast. Or, like, I can't, you know, just whatever. Let's just say I'm
Блин,
having
почти.
trouble. So what I might do is I will go to a slower time on the board. And you know, if, like, for example, my good friend Infinite Mystery, I'll look at his run and see what he does, and if that strat is safer, I might do that until I'm more comfortable advancing. So, you know, I'll skim around and I'll go and see what he does on the stage 1 boss. I already know how to do it, but hey, I'm going to see what he does. So, as soon as it wants to load, that is. So yeah, there's a big difference between the world record one, and we're going to see what Infinite Mystery does. So he actually gets out of the way and hits him behind. You know, if I have trouble with the, you know, faster strat or anything, or if I run out of rocks or something, then, you know, hey, I can look at this and be like, okay, hang on, maybe this is an idea, let's try it. So that's what I'll do there, if I'm having trouble with the strat. Now, here's something else that's interesting, and that is, what if you don't have save states, or what if you can't do that? There's one example that I can think of. Again, this is a game I've already ran before. Fable 3. So for example, you can't like make save states or anything. I played this game on Xbox 360. So what you have to do, World Record's 319 now? Nice. So what I might do is, if I want to relearn the game or something, I'll go back and watch my run and figure out what did I do right, what did I do wrong. But also there are guides here, so I can, you know, and there's even a new guide now. You know, my run was, you know, 1 year ago, so I might look at the guides, and now there's like, hey, a new 80% guide 8 months ago. So I might be like, hey, there's a new guide. Let's see what's changed. So, but yeah, if there's a guide, I use the guide. Otherwise, I just look at the world record video for whatever game it is. And if there's a strat that's too difficult, or if, you know, I see something I'm like, I'm not sure if I'll have the time to learn that, what I do is I go to a video that's, you know, lower on the board, and I take a look at that and see what they do. And if none of that works out, I try to find something myself, but if I have no luck, then unfortunately I just don't have any luck, and I've got to figure out something. We haven't run into that situation that much, though. But yeah, that's basically it. What I do is, if there's a game I want to learn, go to speedrun.com, see if there's any resources or guides or anything, and take a look at those. You know, sometimes I don't even go straight to the guides. I'll just go to the world record video and take a look at what they do. And then if I'm having trouble with something, I look at a tutorial. But, that's the first thing I do, is just look up resources on speedrun.com. If there are no resources, or if the game's not even on there, I just do a Google search and just try to find, like, you know, long plays or anything, because maybe that might help. So that's the first thing I do. Then, you know, I watch the world record video and see what they do, or see what the general route is. And then if something's too difficult, I look at other runs on the board and see what strats they do. And I go with what's comfortable for me, because some people, they you know, they might spend a month learning a game. I don't have time for that. I want to learn a game as fast as possible, or you know, maybe I don't have the time to learn a game for a month, or, you know, there's so many games I want to get to. So that's generally what I do, is I will look at what other people have done and see, you know, okay, that's easier. And then once, you know, if there's a point in the future where I want to incorporate new strats, I can do that. And then if I can use save states, I definitely use those. If there's a game that's 4 levels on NES, I can put a save state on each level, and that way I can load it anytime. That's just an example. But then, you know, like my Genesis EverDrive and the Game Boy EverDrive, I can only do one save state at a time. So what I might do is I might do a level, then save state, and then do the next level. And then once I'm comfortable with those, I'll do both of those levels just to see if I can do them in a row, then keep going. But yeah, that's hopefully you guys learned something from that. I know I was a bit sporadic with that, but like I said, I'll edit this together and everything. So yeah, if there's anything I didn't cover or anything, feel free to let me know. And yeah, that's pretty much gonna do it. Thanks for watching. Take care.